This is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks, where we review movies. Love them or hate them, someone's got to do it. So enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm April.
And this is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks.
And anything else that gets in the mix.
So April,
Sarah.
how was your Thanksgiving?
Work?
Fun.
Yeah, it was fine. Just another day.
You know, I used to get so mad when I had to work. Like, let's say we celebrated, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'd have to get ready for work. That moment that I'd have to start, like, take a shower and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Anger. Just so mad. I don't know why. I would just be like, oh, I don't want to go.
Yeah. Holidays aren't that big of a deal for us.
Yeah.
So it's irrelevant. Like, whatever.
Well, I think it's just like my whole family's off. Everybody's, doing something fun and I had to go to work. Especially the worst one is Christmas, when we would, celebrate Christmas and I always had to close. And so we would get done opening presents, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, Sarah, you got to get ready for work. And then just black pit of anger.
I think for me, the reason why it doesn't matter, it's because no matter what, I will never, ever have the entire family together.
Yeah.
So even like if I wanted to see everyone, then I would have to see them all separately.
Yeah. So
it's like, whatever.
I wish I was so calm and relaxed about it.
Well, like we don't all get together, it's not going to happen. So,
yeah, that's why I like that I don't work in retail anymore.
And like nobody does anything. Like, here's the thing. If I don't do it or initiate it, it's not going to get done. Other people may just half-ass do something. Yeah. Or just like, okay, so my dad, they didn't make any Thanksgiving. They just ordered it, so they just ordered enough for the family.
Wow.
So, okay,
Yesterday was the first time in a long time that we didn't actually have Thanksgiving stuff on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. My parents had steak. Mm-hmm. My sister and I had a hamburger. Mm-hmm. And we had macaroni and cheese. Mm-hmm. And so tomorrow we're actually going to have Thanksgiving with more people. Mm-hmm. So it was very strange. It was a very weird year.
So it's interesting because some years I'm like, I'm not going to do anything for Thanksgiving. And then my brother will end up getting a free turkey. And then it's always at the last minute. It's like, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
We've ordered Thanksgiving before. If not, I've gone to friends' houses. Like I've always had Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
In some fashion. But this year it was just like, whatever. I didn't get Thanksgiving last year, so like, whatever.
Well, if you come over tomorrow, you'll have Thanksgiving with us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The dressing is my favorite. You'll like my parents because they put onions in it.
Okay.
Not a fan over here, but you'll dig it. And if you're lucky, our Jell-O stuff is still there and it has cinnamon in it. And I know you like cinnamon.
I do.
So it was pretty dang good. It has about a 65% success rate. Mm-hmm. And it was successful this time. So yay. All right. So for those who know, we are in the holiday season when you hear this episode.
Yes. We are now in December.
Yes. Right now, it's the day after Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we are here.
Yes.
So we decided to watch what movie, April?
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
And for those of you who don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy is in the Marvel universe and it's funny movies.
This is actually on Disney Plus. So if you have that, you can watch it there.
And, I think it'll come clear very soon. We both enjoyed this.
Yes.
So if you like the Marvel stuff, you're going to enjoy this movie.
And it was the perfect length. It's 44 minutes long, but obviously with the credits, it's maybe like 40 minutes long, really. Yeah. And it's just the perfect length, you know, for a Christmas movie.
Exactly. So the basic synopsis of this is that Peter is sad and, you know, his lady's gone. His dad tried to kill him. And he's a human in space.
Yep.
And so his friend,
Mantis.
Mantis, who is also his sister, plot twist, she's trying to cheer him up. And they get told this story about how he brought Christmas and Yondu
Yep.
did not like Christmas. And so since now they're in the nowhere, they decide that they're going to go and get his favorite superhero, which is Kevin Bacon. And they're going to make him his gift for Christmas. And so that's what they do.
Yep.
And it's just fun. The two of them together.
Oh, yes.
Hilarious.
Yes. Drax and Mantis. They
Yeah.
are perfect. I think they make such an awesome duo because they're polar opposites.
Yes. They're so much fun. So the beginning of the movie starts off as a cartoon, and I was very confused. I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw that they were real life people. Why is this a cartoon? And she's like, no, it's
Flashback.
Yeah, their flashbacks are cartoons.
Well, because technically Yondu is dead.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the way to tell it is to have him.
Well, not the actor,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. So like we said, he hates Christmas. So Peter and what's the guy's name?
Drax? Oh.
No, the Tim Gunn's brother.
Oh. I don't know.
The one with the thing in his head.
Yeah. I don't know his name.
I know what his name was in Gilmore Girls. Kirk. That's his name.
I don't know.
We'll call him Kirk. So they're sitting around and he's telling them about Christmas and they're wrapping presents. And then Yondu comes in and he just like obliterates the tree, gets super angry. And then he's like, yep. And that's why we don't celebrate Christmas. And the look on Mantis's face, she's just like, no.
Yes.
And then they have a dog.
It's technically the cosmonaut. Remember how they sent a dog into space in the 60s to see if like humans would be okay? I think that's the Russian one. I think that dog got lost in space in real life or something. But in this world, like he just went off and had an adventure.
He reminds me of Kevin from Up. And I like that. He can talk, so that's fun. Him and the raccoon are friends.
Yeah.
I don't know I just realized,
Rocket.
I know. I just realized
There's
I
Rocket,
don't know
there's
their
Groot,
names.
there's Drax.
I know
there's
Groot.
Matrix, Mantis. There's Peter, obviously. There's Yondu. There is Cosmos or Cosmic.
Blue girl's name?
Nebula.
Yeah.
And Gamora.
I knew Gamora.
And Ego.
No.
He's the father planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what he was doing is so here's how Mantis and Peter are brother and sister. Ego was like technically like a god. And basically he was trying to find somebody that can harness the same power he can so that they could both rule the world together. So what he did is he went all around. He would change, like he would shape shift, and he would basically, impregnate all these different species. And so he did that to Peter's mom, and she survived. And, but it basically killed her being in a relationship with him. But Peter was one of those beings that actually was able to harness that power.
Yeah.
Now, Mantis either was also the daughter of ego, or from what I remember, you know, she was the last little like pod that survived, I think. And so he kept her and raised her. So either it's an adoptive daughter or he did father her. But basically, once he died, like basically because she was raised by him and he was the actual paternal father of Peter, that would make them like siblings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though they're different species.
Well, he's shape-show.
Yeah.
I mean, just remember, like, your pets, they're like your babies.
True.
You know?
I just meant because she's a praying mantis and he's a human. So they're different species.
He's also half alien.
That is true. This world is very weird. Peter was kind of a jerk at the beginning of this. Like,
how so?
I don't know, maybe he's just in a bad mood, but like when the people are singing a song to him.
Did you hear what the song was?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. They learned these space or earth instruments, and they came up with a Christmas song.
But here's the thing. They heard these Christmas stories from a person who heard it from a person who heard it from a person who heard it from a person.
Who heard it from Peter.
Yes. So it got very distorted.
Yeah, it's like the telephone game. But they played a song that says, I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. And it was a very good song.
Yeah, like Mrs. Claus is working the pole or something on one part.
Santa has flamethrowers.
And then Santa will break into your house.
Yeah, and he'll throw sugar plums at you.
Yeah, and like, what is it? If you're bad, he'll drop a turd on you or something.
No, he'll put a poop in your sock. And
it was a very interesting take. It reminded me of A Nightmare Before Christmas, where Santa Claus is called Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. And it does in their world.
Yeah. And I thought it was a very interesting song. And he's just like, I don't have time for this. I'm like, Peter, what else do you have to do?
He's rebuilding nowhere.
It looked pretty built. I mean, come on. Look what they did in mere minutes with all the Christmas decorations. I mean, we'll get to that, but you know, it didn't take very long.
So anywho, Mantis and Drax get on their spaceship and fly down to Earth.
Yes.
And they're creeping the people out once they like show up.
Oh, no. As soon as they showed up, they walked right into where all the other people dressed in costumes were. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because Drax didn't put the ship on like cloak.
Yeah.
So they land in Hollywood Square.
Of course.
And they just start walking around. And of course, people, I guess, maybe know about them or just think they're part of the attraction.
Yeah.
But they start, you know, getting money for taking pictures with tourists.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and they find their other friends that are, dressed as
Captain America,
Black Widow, all that stuff, and they're like, "Hey!" and they're like, "Steve." And of course, it's not Steve.
Yeah.
But Mantis is living it up.
Yeah, she's enjoying it.
Yeah, and she has just money all over the place.
And Drax just stands there.
Yeah. He keeps trying to beat up this guy.
A robot.
Reason. He does not like the robot.
Yup.
And so then they keep asking people, like, do you know where Kevin Bacon is? Like they were just going to ask somebody and they were just going to find out. And they end up going to a gay club and drinking shots. And the first thing Mantis does is she does her shot, or she tastes it first, and then does her shot. I
like how she like licks it like a cat.
Yes. And then she goes, and like is spraying her breath everywhere. And then the guy was like, "You want another one?" She goes, "Yes, I want give me more."
So they leave the club and they're sitting outside on the curb.
They're drunk.
And they're like, how can no one know where Kevin Bacon is? And then like a street vendor's like, I know where Kevin Bacon lives. And then she wants like $40
for a map.
up to the stars.
Yeah.
And of course, she doesn't have any more money. So she does her little power trick where she touches them. And then she's like, give me the map. Give me all of your money.
Yeah. I just love how she did it too. It was just so funny.
So they go to Kevin Bacon's house, and of course, he has a Ring doorbell.
Product placement.
And they ring the doorbell. Kevin Bacon is home.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, no, can't help you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Yep.
He was super nice about it, though.
Yeah.
I like that it's him that answers. I wonder if that's really true in real life.
Well, like these celebrities, they don't have like live-in staff. I'm sure they have somebody that comes and cleans, you know? So anyways, they jump over the fence.
Of course.
And there's these great looking decorations. And Drax, I keep wanting to call him Bautista.
Yeah.
Drax, he sees an elf and he's like, oh, a funny looking man. And he picks him up and starts walking away with him.
He's so happy.
Yes. And then she's like, you can't take that. And then she sees a candy cane and she's like, well, they're just here. They must be for the taking. And so she takes a candy cane too.
And then they walk up to his door and they're on the Ring camera with all of his decorations.
And knocking. They're knocking and ringing.
And he does not want to let them in.
I wouldn't either.
No, I wouldn't. But they bust down a window.
Literally.
And then they like run through his house. And at one point, Drax loses his little green guy, but Mantis still has hers.
Candy cane.
Yeah, and so they get outside, and he's like, oh, I need to go back. I left my funny green man. And she goes, you can't go back. We got to go get Kevin Bacon.
What's more important, making Peter happy or your Christmas elf? And then he's like, he thinks for a long time.
Little
And he's
green man.
my little funny man. He's like, well, why do you get to keep your man and I can't keep my, like, does this look like a man? Well, what is it? It's a shape.
And then she's like, what did she say? She was responsible.
I was responsible and I held on to mine. I love that. I just love it.
Funny.
So they chased down Kevin Bacon. He had called 911 once they broke in, and the cops meet him down the street. And the cops proceed to defend him.
Yeah.
But they start shooting at Drax, which tickles. And he's like, stop, I'm going to pee my pants.
And so then she basically takes everybody out. And
with her candy cane.
Yeah, and she keeps putting them to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then a cop car comes out of nowhere and Drax
flips it.
Yeah. And she was like, we're not supposed to kill them. And she's like, are you guys okay? And she goes, here's my candy cane.
Now we're even. We're going to take Kevin Bacon with us.
I mean, that's a fair trade.
I mean, yeah. And then what I love is like, does this look like a person to you? And they're like, no. He's like, I didn't think so. My friend is dumb.
Yeah.
Like she needed that validation to know that she was right.
Exactly.
And then they basically break into a Christmas store and steal or maybe leave money on the counter.
You know what I just assumed?
Huh?
Kevin Bacon paid for all of it.
Well, like they can't ring it up. I feel like if they left money, they would have left the cash they took from the map lady and just left money on the counter. Because there was no way to ring it up.
Yeah, their ship was filled.
Yes. So much stuff.
My favorite part, though, is when they're driving back and they're talking about Kevin Bacon.
How he's a legendary hero.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh, no, that was my character I played. And she's like, actor, ew.
And then Drax was like, we hate you.
She's like,
we've ruined Christmas.
Yeah. And she's like, be like Kevin Bacon. Be a hero.
Oh my God. And then he starts like talking in a British accent because for him, a hero is like a World War II vet. And they're like, speak in your regular accent. And he's like, I'm Batman. And he's like, no, be yourself, but not lame or something.
But better.
Oh my God, I love it. She had all of the best lines. Really did. She did.
So then they get back to his place and they surprise Peter, and it is beautiful.
Yeah.
They turn on lights and they have snow falling, and it looks so cool. And
he's so happy.
He looks like a kid would if they never knew of Disneyland and then someone just like plopped him at Disneyland.
It was so magical.
Yeah, his face was just awestruck. And then all of a sudden Groot comes wheeling out this big box. And then it starts moving.
And Peter's like, uh-oh. And then the box starts saying, hey guys, there's not enough air in here. I'm going to pass out.
And he's like, oh God. And so he goes and opens it, and it's Kevin Bacon. And he is in shock. He's in shock. Like, what? You human trafficked him?
And then Jax was like, yeah, it's the best or something.
Yeah. And then Groot goes, I'm Groot. And he goes, oh, now you're upset about this? I just saw you wheel him in.
And they're like, turn off the charm on him, And then when Mantis like turns him back to normal because she made him be excited to come on the trip, he starts freaking out. And then Peter's like, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna let go of you, but you're not gonna run. Okay, promise you're not gonna run. Okay, I'm not gonna run. Soon as he lets go of him, we all know he is going to run.
Exactly.
And then he runs, and then he's like, somebody get Kevin Bacon. And then Nebula gets her gun. He's like, I'm on it. He's like, don't kill him.
And then they explain to him why they brought Kevin Bacon and how much of a hero he is to Peter. And
I love the fact he's like, and he told us about how you saved the whole town when you danced at the end.
Yeah.
Peter, he saved the whole universe dancing one time. He might be the greatest hero of all.
And then he explains why Christmas is so important. And so Kevin Bacon, his phone works.
Yeah,
and he's talking to
they
Kira.
have a few satellites hooked up. It gets about the 400 million miles, light years out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna be a little late. I have to tell some people about Christmas.
Yep.
And then he, saves the day.
Yeah.
And they send him back home. And then if you stay after the previews, after the credits, you will see Rocket and Groot and the puppy dog.
Cosmos or Cosmic, I don't know.
And they're decorating Groot as a Christmas tree.
Because he is a tree. They have Christmas lights and little like ornaments on him.
Until his arms can't hold anymore.
And he drops his arms.
Yeah. And they're like, well, I guess we're going to need a number 2.
Oh, I loved this movie.
It was
so much.
It was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure about it. Like when you brought it up, I was just like, I don't know about that. Because so many times when they have like little specials, it was kind of suck. But this one was really good.
Yes.
Like I would watch a movie with just Mantis and
Drax. Yes, I would
so
too.
Much fun.
Oh my gosh. Like they should have their own little spin-off Disney show.
Yes.
That would be perfect.
Because they were hilarious.
Yes.
And I don't know if I've ever really, if they've spent a lot of time with Mantis to really get her personality.
You only see snippets of it, not like her character is completely fleshed out now.
Yeah, like she'll have like a fun line here, an important anecdote there.
Yeah.
But you never really get the flavor of the character. But this time you really did.
Oh my gosh.
She yelled.
I think now she's like my favorite from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved Groot when he was a baby and a teenager.
Yeah. Like at the moment she saw the candy cane, I was like, that's April's character.
Yes.
Like her excitement in that moment, I was like, oh, April's about to say that's my That's me.
And that's who I am. I am now Mantis.
Speaking of, I was at Target today and I was looking at the Christmas stuff and I was like, deciding what I was going to get, whatever. There's this guy and this girl, they were next to me. And this girl was like, oh, we could get that for this. Oh, we could get that for that. Oh my God, we need to get this. And by the third I started giggling. I didn't even realize I did it that loud that she would pay attention. I just go, and I looked over and she goes, I'm sorry. I'm really excited. This is the first Christmas we've had our own place. And I get to decorate it however I want. I go, that's okay. It's all right. You're allowed to be excited. I go, she's like, yeah, I'm just like super into Christmas. I go, I'm wearing a Santa shirt right now. I think I'm into Christmas too. I was like, so you be excited.
Yes.
She was just like so excited. That's how this girl was, or Mantis was.
Yes.
Exactly the same way. Like, ooh.
Yep.
But all right. So April, I'm not going to be shocked, but how would you rate this?
10 out of 10. I need more Drax and Mantis detective. Can you imagine them being detectives?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, they would do it. They would be the bubbling idiots that would somehow solve it in the end. And they'll be like, how the hell did you get to this conclusion?
Because they're good.
Yeah.
I too am going to give it a 10 out of 10. Funny little green man.
Oh. Shape.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention. So, Peter told Mantis the rest of the story, and that the guy did like Christmas.
Yondu.
Yeah, and at one point he opened a box and it had a tiny, what is it?
Bobblehead.
No, the little green
Baby
guy.
Yoda?
Baby Yoda, yeah. Had a little Baby Yoda and it was like squishy and he was playing with it and he was having fun.
Yay.
And he does like Christmas after all.
Yeah.
I
Who
forgot to
wouldn't
mention
love
that.
Baby Yoda? He's so cute.
He's really cute. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this, stay tuned because we have other stuff coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Pretty soon it's going to be my birthday movie.
Ooh.
It's not a Christmas movie,
That's okay.
but it's still at Christmas time that we do this movie. So
Yeah.
we're going to do it. You're going to love it. Maybe. I don't know.
You will love our review of Sarah's Christmas birthday movie.
Yes. But I guess that's all. I mean, we didn't really have anything else to say.
This movie was short and sweet.
Yes.
It was just right.
Just like this episode. Short and sweet.
Yeah, it was perfect. It really was. Like, it's short enough to, like, I guess maybe if they want to play it on TV with commercials, it'll be just right.
It's true. I'm trying to think, like, what other movie could they do that they could do the same thing? I guess.
Like, you need. I love the fact that these are two side characters, you know? And I think what worked so well is they've already built this whole thing about Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
You know, like in the first movie, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, you hear about Kevin Bacon being awesome.
Yeah.
And then in the first Infinity Stones movie, when they run into like Spider-Man and Tony Stark on like the spaceship, they're like, is Kevin Bacon still the #1 actor? And then he's like, no, he never was. Like, it's like this recurring like thing, you know? So you keep hearing about Kevin Bacon and his legendariness. So it was just right.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, what side characters would I want to see in, like, another one? And all I could think is the two friends of Peter Parker's.
I think Ned would be good because he's that comedic relief.
Yeah.
But Zendaya, MJ, like, I like her.
Yeah. But I feel like we kind of had that when they were trying to find Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Or all the different Spider-Man.
I think what's different is they have superpowers,
Yeah.
and these two humans don't.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be fun.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think, like, who else would I want to hear stories about?
I would love to have the 3 Spider-Mans do a Christmas.
Oh, dear God. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Like, I loved all 3 of them interacting with each other.
Yes. Yes. And, you know, so my favorite one of the 3 is the second Spider-Man.
Yes, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. And you know what's really weird is I've not seen those movies as much as I've seen the other ones. I think I've seen one of them. I don't know if I've seen all. I think he was like 2 or 3 of them.
He was in 2 of them. He didn't get a trilogy. I feel that we need a 3rd movie with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. And it takes place after this whole, madness of the galaxy. So now he goes back. I think his conclusion is, Gwen Stacy died. He now got to save MJ. And he has like one last adventure, right? And he saves the day. And then at the very end, he meets his MJ. You don't even see her. You just see the back of her head or something. And they were like, oh, Mary Jane or something. And then she's like, I'd rather be called MJ, and you just see the back of her head. Like you don't have to see who it is.
Yeah.
And then he turns and looks at her. And then it's like, I need him to have a happy ending,
Agreed.
Yes.
I mean, Disney, if you're listening, go on.
I think it now goes back to Sony.
Or Sony, if you're listening.
Yeah. Like he's an adult now, he's lived life a bit. I need him to have his happy ending.
He does. He deserves it. All right. Well, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
But now we got to go.
Yes. So see you next time.
Toodles.
Bye. This episode was produced by Two Chicks Talkin Flicks. Music was produced by Michael Girvani. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to be a part of the show, have a movie suggestion, or just want to give us some love, you can email us at twochickstalkinflicks@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Toodles.